Good morning, everyone. I'm pleased to welcome you to Enmax's annual general meeting. I'm Charles Rugrock, Chair of the Enmax Board, and I'll be chairing today's meeting. I'd like to welcome everyone joining us here in this room and to those joining us virtually this morning. A recording of our meeting will be available at enmax.com after the meeting. Before we start, I would like to acknowledge that we are gathered on the traditional territories of the people of the Treaty 7 region. The Siksika, Piikani, and Kainai First Nations, who together form the Blackfoot Confederacy. The Yitka, Stoney Nakoda Nation, consisting of the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Good Stoney Nations. And the people of the Siksika First Nation. Calgary is also home to Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3. We acknowledge all Indigenous peoples who have made Calgary their home. Our annual general meeting is an opportunity to share with the City of Calgary Council and all Calgarians the results of our operations and performance for the past year. We're proud to stand before you today to share the story of 2022 at Enmax and provide an update on our progress to date this year. I would now like to welcome City Council members in their role as shareholder of Enmax. Present with us today are Mayor Gondek, Councillor Sharp, Councillor Wyness, Councillor Mian, Councillor Pootmans, Councillor Wong, Councillor Walcott, Councillor Penner, Councillor Spencer, Councillor McLean. Virtually, we have Councillor Chabot, Councillor Dhaliwal, Councillor Chu, and while I haven't got confirmation, I expect Councillor Demong and Councillor Kara will also join us virtually. So welcome to all members of council. Thank you for joining us today. I'd also like to welcome members of the Enmax board joining us today. We've got Nipa Chakravarti, and maybe just up your hand so we can see who you are. Laura Formusa, Daryl Fridhandler, Barbara Monroe, Byron Nealis, Dr. Chika Nwekwe, Elise Rees, William Taylor, and Bruce Williamson. And we may, I haven't got confirmation, have Mr. Eric Markel joining us virtually from some destination in Europe. We have several members of the management team joining us today. They include Mark Poeska, our President and CEO, here at the head table. Jana Mosley, President of Enmax Power. Greg Retzer, Executive Vice President of Enmax Energy. Erica Young, Chief Legal Officer and Executive Vice President of Corporate Development. And Brandy Yarish, our Chief Human Resources Officer, Executive Vice President, Safety and Community Engagement. And we also have joining us virtually from Maine, John Flynn, our President of Versant Power. With those introductions, I'd like to now move to the formal proceedings of our annual general meeting. I've been instructed that quorum has been met and have determined that this meeting is duly constituted. Notice of this annual general meeting has been given in accordance with the amended and restated bylaws of Enmax Corporation. With that, as chair, I now call the Enmax annual general meeting to order. Members of council, the agenda is shown up on the screens, unfortunately behind you. Following remarks from Mayor Gondek as the shareholder representative, I will provide an update on behalf of the board. We will then have three formal matters of business to be presented today. The receipt of Enmax's 2022 audited financial statements and financial report, the appointment of our auditor for 2023, and the election of our board of directors. After we complete this morning's formal business, we will receive a business update from Mark Poeska, our President and CEO, followed by time for questions from both the shareholder and the public. We're scheduled to end around 10:45 this morning, and as chair of our meeting, I'll make every effort to ensure we stay on track so that we have enough time for questions from our shareholder and the members of the public, as I just noted. I would now like to invite Mayor Gondek to say a few words as the shareholder representative.
Thank you. Can I do that from here?
You can sure do that from there.
I don't think it's, oh, there we go. Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity, Chair, and I'll keep it quite brief. I just want to thank the board and the management team and administration for the meaningful conversations that we've been having over this past year. We've highlighted a lot of areas where we have common interests in moving things forward for the citizens of Calgary. So thanks very much for being committed to things like ESG, which really was a prominent feature in the reporting that you've provided to us. We appreciate the opportunity to get to know members of the board better and to understand each other's roles as a shareholder and a board. And I think together we can accomplish some pretty big things. So thank you for the commitment from the board, the management team, and administration.
Thank you, Mayor Gondek. Enmax is proud of the long-standing productive relationship we've had with the shareholder, the City of Calgary. I'd like to thank and recognize members of Council for their engagement and support over the past year. As the Mayor's noted, we've had some great dialogue on a number of important matters related to Enmax and how we can work together with the city. The electricity industry continues to change and evolve, and we look forward to continuing to work with Council in the coming year as we share a deep commitment to doing what is right and what is best for your constituents and our customers. For folks in the room and others joining us online who don't know who we are, Enmax is a multinational group of companies that is a leading provider of electricity services, products, and solutions. Through our subsidiaries, Enmax Power and Versant Power, we own and operate transmission and distribution utilities that safely and reliably deliver electricity to our customers here in Calgary and in the state of Maine. And through Enmax Energy, one of the largest generators in the province, we own and operate generation facilities and offer a range of electricity and natural gas products and services to residential, commercial, and industrial customers across the province. Enmax is a private corporation, and the City of Calgary is our sole shareholder. We continue to deliver value to our shareholder and Calgarians through solid financial and operating performance and by focusing on progressing our environmental, social, and governance, otherwise known as our ESG commitments. Execution on our strategic growth plans over time has grown the City of Calgary's initial $280 million investment in Enmax to a shareholder equity of almost $3.1 billion at the end of 2022. Overall, Enmax has distributed $1.3 billion in dividends to the city since 1998. And for 2022, Enmax was proud to declare a dividend of $82 million to the City of Calgary. This growth in value that Enmax has been able to deliver to the city over time is not a coincidence. Enmax and our colleagues on City Council have established a solid governance framework to align the interests of our shareholder, our company, and our customers to ensure we continue to remain an attractive investment for the city. The Enmax board and executive team are committed to the highest standards of ethical conduct and corporate governance. We believe that sound governance contributes to shareholder value, trust, and confidence in Enmax. Our governance framework guides how we make decisions to support and enhance our business. At the end of the day, our board of directors and executive team are responsible for the company's success, including overseeing our strategy to guide Enmax in an industry facing evolving technology due to changes in decarbonization and increased electrification of the grid. Our goal at Enmax is to provide forward-thinking and customer-centric solutions that work for today and for tomorrow. To prepare for the future, we have a skilled team who are building and testing in-house solutions, meeting with industry experts to share knowledge, and monitoring global industry trends while advancing electrification and investing in grid resilience. This work touches on many different areas and seeks to advance our ESG initiatives while deepening our commitment to supporting our customers and community, enabling a diverse and inclusive team, and providing continued access to safe and reliable energy. These are all things we know are important to our customers as well. Before I go any further, I'd like to acknowledge our new President and CEO, Mark Poweska, and his leadership. I speak for the board when I say thank you, Mark, for all you brought so far and what you will bring in the future. In a few minutes, Mark will share more about how Enmax is making progress on our ESG commitments and dedication to our customers. I continue to be proud of the work that's underway. As a board, we understand that being diverse and inclusive enhances our culture and increases creativity and innovation. Ensuring Enmax has the right team and talent in place is a core responsibility of the board, and succession planning at the board led to a number of changes in 2022. This past December, we saw the retirement of longstanding directors Greg Melchin, the former board chair, and Kathleen Sendall, the former chair of our governance committee. I'd like to recognize Kathleen and Greg for the years of service on the Enmax board and their many contributions to the organization. Our board is comprised of experienced leaders who, acting together, work hard to ensure Enmax's values, strategic direction, and commitment to safe, reliable operations are upheld. We're proud of the diverse range of industry, business, and community leadership perspectives our board brings for the benefit of our shareholder. Since our last AGM, we also welcomed Mark, our new president and CEO, and 2 new directors, Nipa Chakravarty and Byron Nealis, who were elected to the board by the shareholder this past December. Nipa has built a career bringing innovation to teams, including finance, operations, systems, and procurement. She's currently Senior Vice President, Marketing at Inter Pipeline, where she's held senior management roles since 2018. Prior to joining Inter Pipeline, Nipa served as the Chief Transformation Officer and Vice President of Information Technology for TransAlta Corporation, held the position of Vice President of Customer Service at Fortis Alberta, and was a Senior Manager consulting at KPMG. Byron has close to 30 years of experience in the energy industry. He's currently Executive Vice President and Chief Administrative Officer at Enbridge, where he leads the IT, human resources, real estate, supply chain management, public affairs, communications, and sustainability teams. Prior to his current role, Byron held senior leadership roles in major projects and enterprise safety and operational reliability, customer, regulatory, public, and legal affairs. He's also served as a policy advisor to 2 Canadian federal energy ministers. And finally, I'm personally honored to have been appointed board chair last December. I'm pleased to continue to work alongside this exceptionally talented board of directors and closely with the mayor and council as we continue to grow for the benefit of the shareholder. I should also acknowledge Barbara Monroe, an experienced Enmax board member who took on the role of chair of governance in December when Kathy retired. We'll now turn to our 3 items of shareholder business on today's agenda. The first item of business is to provide the shareholder of Enmax Corporation with the audited financial statements and financial report for 2022, as approved by the Enmax Board of Directors on March 8, 2023. This addresses a legal requirement that the financial statements be placed before the shareholder at the annual general meeting. A copy of the Enmax 2022 audited financial statements and financial report are in your information. We're in the information package that went to council, provided in advance of today's meeting. These were also presented to the shareholder by email on March 9th, 2023.
Thank you very much, Chair, and I can confirm receipt of Enmax's audited financial statements and financial report for 2022.
Thank you, Mayor Gondek. The second order of business is the appointment of the external auditor. The Enmax Audit Committee and Board reviewed this item and are recommending the reappointment of Deloitte LLP as the auditors for Enmax Corporation. The Board is asking for authorization to fix the remuneration of Deloitte LLP for audit work associated with the 2023 fiscal year. May I please have a motion to move the resolution before you?
Absolutely. I will ask for the preliminary vote of council before I cast the ballot as the shareholder. Be it resolved that the shareholder of Enmax Corporation approve the appointment of Deloitte LLP as auditors for Enmax Corporation for the 2023 fiscal year and authorize the Enmax Board of Directors to fix the remuneration of Deloitte LLP for work associated with the 2023 fiscal year. You can also see this on the screens behind us, and you can see it on the screen if you are joining remotely. Can I get someone to move this, please? Councillor Wong, can I get a seconder? Councillor Walcott, thank you very much. Is there anyone opposed to this? Seeing no one in person and no one virtually, I will now, based on the results, I will cast the shareholder vote in favor of that resolution.
Thank you, Mayor Gondek. We will now move to the third item on the agenda, the election of directors. As I noted earlier, our board is made up of experienced leaders who, acting together, work hard to ensure Enmax's values, strategic direction, and commitment to safe, reliable operations is lived every day. We're proud of the diverse range of industry, business, and community leadership perspectives our board brings forward for the benefit of the organization, the shareholder, and the citizens of Calgary. We strive to ensure we have the right skill sets, tenure, and succession on the board. The directors put forward for re-election to hold office are on the screen and are as follows: Nipa Chakravarti, Laura Formusa, Daryl Fridhandler, Eric Markel, Barbara Monroe, Byron Nealis, Dr. Chika Onwekwe, Mark Poweska, Elise Rees, Charles Rugrach, William Taylor, and Bruce Williamson. Subject to the approval of the proposed resolution, the board will remain comprised of 12 members and will continue to govern with a view to serving our shareholder and the citizens of Calgary and ensuring Enmax is well positioned to deliver value. May I please have a motion to move the resolution before you?
Thank you. You will see it on your screen and on the screens behind us. As I did last time, I'll call for a preliminary vote on the following resolution. Resolved that the shareholder of Enmax Corporation elects the directors as tabled by the chair to hold office until the next annual meeting of the corporation or until a director resigns, whichever is earlier. I'm looking for a mover, and it looks like Councillor Chabot is interested in moving, and Councillor Demong is seconding. Is there anyone opposed to this? Seeing and hearing none, that is carried, and based on those results, I will cast the shareholder vote in favor of that resolution.
Again, thank you, Mayor. With that, we have now completed the formal business of our annual shareholder meeting. May I please have a motion to end the formal shareholder meeting?
Let's look to council. Moved by Councillor Sharp, seconded by Councillor Penner. Is there anyone opposed to adjournment? Seeing and hearing none, that is carried.
Thank you. On behalf of Enmax, I'd like to thank Mayor Gondek and members of council for being with us today and for supporting the work of Enmax. We look forward to another productive year in 2023. With that, I would now like to welcome our President and CEO, Mark Poweska, to provide a business and update on Enmax. There will be time following his remarks to hold a Q&A session for members of the public in attendance, followed by the media. Mark?
Well, thank you, Charles, for the introduction. Thank you also to Mayor Gondak, to members of council, the Enmax board, and members of the public for being with us here today. It's my pleasure to speak this morning about our organization. Enmax has achieved some remarkable success since last year's AGM, providing solid financial returns for our shareholder. That's in large part because of the team we have at Enmax, both here in Alberta and at Versant in Maine. This team is one of the hardest working and most dedicated groups of people I've had the pleasure of working with. Their collective commitment to our customers is inspiring. Thanks to all of them for how they show up in service every day. Moving forward with our business updates, I'm pleased to give a brief overview of our performance and our continued delivery of safe, reliable energy to our customers while creating value for our shareholder. Today, I'm going to speak about highlights from our performance this past year, what we're doing to support our customers, and how we're working to enable the electricity transition. Since joining Enmax, I've seen firsthand the team's dedication to providing safe and reliable energy to our customers, who are at the heart of everything we do. As our industry undertakes a transformative change and moves towards net zero, our focus remains on balancing the need to provide a safe, reliable, and sustainable electricity supply while ensuring it remains affordable for our customers. Again, thanks to this amazing team, 2022 was a strong year with impressive results on several fronts. We met all our targets with exceptional financial performance and strong results in both safety and customer satisfaction, all while managing the increased pressure of inflation and affordability. Prudent cost management and strategic capital management have positioned Enmax with a strong fiscal foundation, ensuring the continued delivery of safe, reliable power to our customers and long-term value to our shareholder. We've invested $569 million in property, plant, and equipment in Alberta and Maine, and continued to deliver outstanding safety performance, industry-leading system reliability, and high-quality generation availability. This investment includes the redevelopment of number 1 substation, the largest capital program undertaken by Enmax Power, and infrastructure relocations to accommodate the City of Calgary's largest infrastructure project ever, the Green Line LRT. Versant Power completed 2 complex cable installations in amongst other things. These were undersea cables as well as fiber optic cable that can transport electricity and internet connectivity to residents on 2 islands in Maine. This is indicative of how we embrace technology to improve the lives of our customers. We continued to advance a range of innovative projects, including becoming the first utility in Canada to pilot 2 medium-duty electric fleet vehicles, and the first utility in North America to achieve 2-way power flow on a specialized secondary network on our distribution system. We were proud to be recognized for the 5th consecutive year as one of Alberta's top 75 employers and one of Canada's greenest employers for the 11th time since 2009. We were also recognized with Electricity Canada's President's Award for Safety Excellence in Distribution. Also from Electricity Canada, and just announced today, 5 of our projects from Enmax Power and Enmax Energy were recognized in the Centre of Excellence, a showcase of innovation across Canada. We were also named one of the Corporate Knights 50 Best Corporate Citizens in 2022. Safety is a core value that is embedded in everything we do. It's part of our DNA, part of every decision we make, from the boardroom table to the field. These awards recognize our commitment to strengthening our safety culture, operating responsibly, and helping to bring sustainable energy solutions to our communities. Our customers are at the center of everything we do. They depend on us to safely and reliably provide essential service we all count on each and every day. They also depend on us to help them navigate the energy transition and enable electrification to support their changing energy needs. We take that responsibility seriously. We understand these are challenging economic times for many customers, with costs rising for all the essentials. Seasonal temperatures, high electricity supply costs, and rising inflation have meant all our customers experienced higher household costs. We know electricity is essential, and we don't want anybody to go without. That's why we're always looking to ways to support our vulnerable customers. Our Alberta Customer Care team continues to do an incredible job, working one-on-one with customers who have questions or are experiencing hardship. This team delivered high levels of service in 2022, responding to over 680,000 customer calls, emails, and web chats. And with that volume, they achieved an 88% customer satisfaction rating. To further support our customers during this time, we introduced several initiatives, including empowering customers to choose their bill date. The flexibility to set a billing date during the month can go a long way to help customers have more control of their budgets. This can be especially important for those on fixed incomes and can minimize missed or late payments. Another is our equalized payment plan, which helps to improve the predictability of monthly utility bills, particularly during high energy usage months. Enmax Energy introduced the EPP, Equalized Payment Plan, allowing customers to establish the same payment amount each month over a year at no additional cost. We also created an industry-leading load limiter pilot. When customers struggled with energy affordability last year, Enmax chose not to disconnect any residential customers for non-payment. Instead, customers in arrears were placed on a load limiter to keep power flowing while they worked with our customer care team on a payment plan. We've extended that pilot again this year and are advocating for other utilities to adopt this same approach. We've also increased support for our community partners, who are providing vital assistance to our community's most vulnerable people. Last year, Enmax contributed $3.7 million to community organizations in Alberta and Maine, including for energy affordability programs like essential needs funding, energy efficiency education, and conservation programs. Over $1.1 million was committed in 2022 to specifically support energy affordability. In Maine, Versant Power also worked closely with state and county programs that qualify customers to receive assistance. I'm also super proud of our team, who support our communities by volunteering their time and energy to make our city a better place. From preparing food bank hampers to making seniors' homes more energy efficient, our team members volunteered over 4,500 of their hours in 2022 and raised over $160,000 for nearly 200 charitable organizations. In Calgary, many of these charities help our most vulnerable. Community members with essential needs and Enmax double matched all team member donations to our affordability partners as part of Enmax's annual team giving initiative. I want to take this opportunity to thank our team members for their enthusiasm and everything they do to support our customers and enhance our communities. As enablers of the energy transition, we also need to meet our customers' growing expectations around electrification and choice, while balancing their continued need for safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. This is an exciting time of change and disruption for our industry. It's a time that calls for innovation, for harnessing all the opportunities to support the energy transition for the benefit of all Calgarians. We are actively pursuing ideas that will prepare our grid and facilities for the ways electricity power will power our lives in both Alberta and in Maine. One way, and in a significant way, is by sharing insights across our jurisdictions, enabling us to achieve operational efficiencies, broaden our understanding of different regulatory environments, and use all our learning to benefit our customers. We continue to deepen our commitment to our ESG goals, advancing electrification, investing in grid resilience, and preparing for the critical role electricity will play in a sustainable future. This includes helping the City of Calgary advance its climate goals and a cleaner energy future. Enmax supports the City of Calgary climate strategy goals of a zero carbon energy transition and zero carbon neighborhoods with the following initiatives. Carbon capture. Enmax Energy received funding from the Emissions Reduction Alberta and Government of Alberta for a carbon capture feasibility study at Shepherd Energy Centre. This study will help advance the technology and financial analysis for adding a carbon capture unit at Canada's largest commercial-scale natural gas combined cycle facility. Our charge-up pilot. Enmax Power is preparing for the growth of electric vehicles to ensure we can meet customer demand in the years ahead by studying electric vehicle adoption, charging behavior, and the overall effect EVs have on Calgary's power grid. Community solar. Enmax partnered with the City of Calgary to establish the Community Solar Fund, providing select community associations with rooftop solar installations at facilities across the city. Similar work is happening in Maine as well, where Versant Power brought 260 solar projects online last year, including community and residential rooftop solar installations. Enmax is aligned with the city's net zero goals, with a target of achieving a 70% reduction of greenhouse gas emissions below 2015 levels by 2030 on our path to net zero. And it is fair to say we are taking serious steps to align with the climate goals our customers expect. I want to end by thanking you today for your time and to thank our customers who depend on us to power their lives. As a team, we remain dedicated to providing value to you, our shareholder, to powering our communities and delivering safe and reliable energy to our customers as we work towards a cleaner energy future. It is a pleasure to lead this impressive organization, and I know you are as excited as I am for what we can achieve together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Just bear with me here a second. Now I'd like to open up the floor for Q&A session, and we'll start with the shareholder, and then we'll move to members of the public. So with that, any questions from the shareholders in attendance? No questions from the shareholder. We will turn it over to questions from members of the public in attendance.
Brody Thomas with Post Media. I'm just wondering about the load limiter program. Last year there were some numbers provided. Should I start again? Brody. I'm wondering about the load limiter program. Last year there were some numbers provided about how many customers were relying on that. I'm wondering if you have updated numbers for 2022. Has the program, are more people using that now, or has the number gone down?
I don't have that information, but maybe Mark or a member of his team can help.
Hi. I'll get one of the members of my team to give you the exact number, but maybe I'll expand a little bit on it. You know, as I said, we recognize the challenges that our customers are facing in these economic times, and the load limiter pilot is just one of the ways we're helping to support our customers. And what I'd like our customers to know is that we have incredible customer agents there that can help them. I talked about some of the flexibility that we've added in our system to meet the unique needs of the customers. We'll get you the exact number on the load limiters, but as far as I know, we are the only utility in Alberta that does offer that as a program rather than disconnecting, and we've made the commitment again this year. We will not disconnect a residential customer for non-payment. The other thing we learned from the pilot last year, which was really interesting, that is on average, customers are only on the load limiter for 3 days. And what we found was a lot of the customers were afraid to call us when they were getting behind. They were afraid to talk to our customer agents. And when we put them on the load limiter, that encouraged them to talk to our customer agents who connected them with the supports and the programs they needed. And like I said, on average, they were only limited for 3 days. So we can get the number for you and provide that afterwards if you can. And so just to be clear on defining what a load limiter is, rather than cutting the power right off to a residential home, we put a device on a residential meter, which gives them an essential amount of electricity while they're working on with our customer agents to help get them back online. So it's enough power to provide the essentials in a home.
Thank you, Mark. Any other questions from members of the public? Seeing none, that brings our meeting to close. And thank you for the questions that were provided. And I really want to thank the board for their commitment to join us today, council for your commitment and time to join us today. And we'll close the meeting. Thank you.